Hey, Shoes Still Alive, Part 3, Take 4. Action. Hey, you guys, last on take 3 of this video, I was having problems with my camera. It froze up. So let's click on our IPEVO document camera. Oh, it looks live now. All right, we're live now. All right, it's a little glitchy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, you guys see that? How it's doing that? Anyway, so my goal today is for us to finish up the Shoes Still Alive and turn it in on canvas. Maybe at the end here, after we draw, I'll remind you how to do that on the Google Doc, okay? But today, I'm just going to start right off into this before the camera freezes up again. Remember when we did our value scale, our value worksheet, we were really just coloring with our pencil, right? From dark to light, gradient. In a shoe, as I look at it, I'm looking at areas that are really dark. And then the boot is all black. The soles are black, the leather's black, everything except for the metal parts are black. But I do see areas that are darker. Okay, up here at the top, this little padded kind of ankle part is darker than the rest of the leather. And the soles of the shoe are also darker.
This is like a brown almost.
And Luke said this almost looks brown. The leather is dirty, so it almost takes a brown color. Now, as I look real close at it, I see, like up here on this area, I do see real dark, but the whole thing's not dark. There's actually a reflection, kind of light around the edge where it's reflecting. So I'm gonna add value here, and I gotta look at the thing. I'm not just gonna make it up. I'm gonna see the shapes of the shadows, okay? Or in this case, I'm looking at the shape of a highlight. To tell you the truth, the shape of this highlight I can draw it out on here. It kind of runs and gets real thin along the edge here. Can you see that? I'm gonna color around that shape, okay? And I'm gonna leave it white for now. I'll just leave that white. It's a reflection. And when I blend it with my fingers, it won't be so white. But there is kind of a glare because I have a window behind me. Now, I had a student email today, actually. This isn't Friday when I'm videotaping this, but they were a little bit stressed about this drawing. I want to remind everybody that really don't be stressed about it. If you guys give it the effort, the time that we've worked on it, if you spend that amount of time on it, don't worry. I grade these, not everybody's going to be able to draw the same. The goal here is learning to draw things that we're actually seeing, drawing from life. It's definitely not a goal to stress you out about it. Take your time. If it doesn't look perfect, don't worry. There's going to be others that won't look perfect. Okay? Mine haven't always looked perfect. It's usually something that you have to work at to get them to look real nice. There's parts of this that I'm still not happy with the toe of this. Like when I look at the real boot, I really do see a lot more. I'll probably adjust that toe some more when I get to it. I'm just always adjusting. But for right now, we're just going in and finding the darkest areas to shade in. Don't forget, you can go in here and blend. I usually just use my fingers and kind of blend in as I go. Now, same thing on the back, the inside of this, I'm going to go ahead and draw the shape of the highlight instead of the shape of the shadow. It kind of runs along here, and it's pretty smooth till it gets here to this turn. You see where I've put these little creases. There's some dark areas where this is bending and making some little wrinkles and creases. So I'm going to include those as well. Kind of darken those in. And then I have like the top ledge of this. Let me go ahead and go in and hit the top and make it darker. All right. Now, sometimes I have to turn my paper. Hopefully that doesn't mess you up too much. Coming along there. All right. And come around here to this side. Darken this in. Now, as I work on this, I wanted to talk about turning the picture in. When we get in, if you guys go at the end here, I'll show you. If you go to Google Docs, open a new Google Doc or a new one, you could name it something like, art or still life. Name it however you'd be able to find it. And then if you click on insert up there, you have file and edit, and insert's one of the options. And if you insert and then click on image, then camera, it will pop up for you to click or to take a picture, and you can take a picture of it just like we practiced in our practice remote learnings, okay? Just like we practiced. So hopefully that won't be too hard or too difficult. You could turn a picture of this in, and we can check it out. Then I will be sure to put a grade in Canvas and PowerSchool. There was also a question the other day about PowerSchool and Canvas grades. PowerSchool is the grade that reflects your art grade in here, okay? Canvas is not the place for that.
Because the first time the camera didn't work.
Yeah, if you remember, the whole camera thing didn't work the very first time. So anyway, I will put a grade in Canvas when we get them turned in anyway, but you guys can always check PowerSchool for your most up-to-date grade, okay? Now, there's also, it's pretty dark inside this shoe. I'm going to change, because this is different material. If you remember when I was cross-hatching the laces, I did it kind of cross-hatch because the laces are actually they're woven. So I'm going to change a little bit of the direction of the way I'm shading for the inside of this boot. I still want it dark. Right here's the tongue, so I'm going to kind of avoid that. But I'm going to make it real linear, as though it's a new texture, okay? Because it is a new texture. It is a leather texture, and this stuff around the boot is actually maybe more of a pleather, plastic leather. So I'm going to kind of make it real linear here, and I'll go over it a couple times and kind of darken it in, and then I'll blend it with my finger again. But of course, it's dark inside the boot. It's black leather. It's a little bit darker than, let's say, the tongue right here has a little bit of lightness to it. So I'll go in and hit that as well. and then blend. Remember to blend it. I blend it, you see it starting to come together. I might use, just thinking about the amount of time we have, we've probably been going probably no more than 5 minutes or so. But if I'm going to try to get as close to finished up on this as I can in the next half hour, I've got to think about shading a little bit faster than I am. Here we go. Now, oh, sorry, you guys can see I got a special guest here. Let's see. Let's say hi, Bubbles. Can you guys hear it? There she is. There's special guest star. Oh, he's gonna pet her. She likes to draw too. Yep. She doesn't have any shoes though to draw.
She has her paws.
She can just draw her paws. So
She could do some paw painting, like finger painting.
yeah, she'll be doing paw painting. Now, I'm going to continue to add value here on this. Oh, right there. Now, right here, I've kind of, as I look at it, remember last time I talked about sometimes taking a little step back. A little step back. And here I see some areas I almost want to shrink this down a little bit, and I will. Just a little bit. But I'm going to get in here with the side of my pencil. Was this the pencil I was using the whole time? I'll grab this one. And I'm going to kind of lightly get some value on here. You can see I'm kind of using the side of the pencil. And I talked about it last time. I'm rolling it a little bit. I'm spinning it. I still haven't sharpened my pencil since we started this. But here you can see I've got kind of a light layer of value. I could go in and blend that, okay, with my finger. I am kind of keeping it one direction. There's not really any noticeable texture on this particular area of the boot. So when I blend it, I don't necessarily, inside I kind of had those lines, but outside I'm not gonna have those. I'm just trying to lightly blend it, lightly. Now, I could go on through here. The emblem that I have on this is silver, so it's not going to be darkened in. As I'm blending, if I accidentally get on it, I could always erase a little bit. As I'm doing this, I'll kind of put some value down, but then I'll probably go back and kind of look for areas that are darker and then go over it again and give it a little, look for the shapes of the shadows this time. Look for the dark areas. As I lay down a little bit here, I know that clip is kind of a silver color. I'll leave that for now. In here, go ahead and put some more value down around this emblem. And I have a darker area kind of right at the bottom of this that I'll go in and darken up a little bit. Again, blending it, darkening it. In the end, I hope it all come together. Okay. I'm giving here to the back. I talked about last time just not giving up on it. If you keep with it, it can really turn out nice. But that quote by Leonardo da Vinci about artwork's never finished, only abandoned, it really rings true all the time if you're actually working on art. There's so many times where you might want to just give up and start something new. But the ones that you spend the most time on finishing up always end up looking better. Okay. Now, I've got quite a bit of value here on the back end of this. You can see it's going to take a little while. I want to make the soles a little darker. I'm going to go ahead and continue with this though, and add some value to the whole overall. In here, inside the boot's a little darker than outside, so I'm going to try. I want to add this, but you see how it's a little scribbly. I always want to make sure I don't make it too scribbly. I want to be able to blend that away, all right? I don't want you to see a bunch of scribbles. It takes away from the illusion, all right? Now inside here, there is, sometimes after I blend, I like to go back and hit it again with my, go over it again with my pencil.
You can sometimes kind of blend the stitches or lines.
Yeah, actually, Luke makes an important point. Sometimes the stitches can blend in,
But you can blend it
but if I go back and hit them again with my pencil, it makes them pop back out. Sometimes it's okay. Some parts I want to blend, some parts I don't. So it's kind of a back and forth little battle. And here, I want to blend this kind of lightly. You got to think about inside here, it's darker. It's darker than those laces. So really, I want to go in here and get some real dark areas in between these laces without messing up my laces. All right. But it's real dark down in there. The tongue's kind of pushed in. You can see where the end of the tongue comes out here. The tongue goes way back in here. So it's pretty dark back behind these laces. Add that in. All right. We'll see what it looks like here in a minute. As we add more and I blend more and add more and I blend more. You just keep going back and forth. Okay. Right now I'm just going to leave that silver without adding the lettering to it. You could always go back and add more detail after giving it a layer of value. Just kind of lightly adding some value here. Try and blend that together. All right, you can see it's starting to come along, starting to get some value there. Let's see. Roll my sleeves a little bit here. Try and get some more around here. And I got to think about, there's kind of the shape of this. It has a darker area down below. So I'll maybe go in one direction here. And then I'll be sure to add a little bit darker down at the bottom. And blend that, of course. Now, I put a couple little wrinkles in here. I was thinking about when I was originally putting the original composition down. So I'll try and, again, add value the way I am, but I'll probably, try and go back over some of these areas where it has some wrinkles, okay, and darken those up if I blend that in too much. Now, there is kind of a lighter, the top of this boot is a little bit lighter than the sides. Feeling like my pencil needs sharpened pretty bad. I'm gonna peel a little bit back here. Oh, the cat wants to go out in the garage. It's kind of a nice day.
Okay, she goes out.
Yeah, you can let her out. Luke just let her out. She wanted to go check out. It's a bright sunny day today.
Very cold.
A little chilly still, but supposed to warm up this weekend, up into the 60s again, which might be nice for some outdoor drawing if you can socially distance, you know. All right, I'm gonna continue to add. I'm getting ready to go down here to the soles and really darken those up, and then we'll see if some of this is starting to come together. Yeah, we got some lead going down now. Sometimes I get a little directional. I kind of put the angle of my lines here on the top, kind of going this way. Sometimes it helps to shade or to put down your pencil lead in a certain direction here. You know, it makes it look a little more rounded if I curve it in this direction. I don't really see that on the shoe itself. It just kind of helps with the illusion a little bit. Okay, and you guys probably did that with the spear when we were adding that stuff to the value worksheet. Now I'm going to go in here and darken up some of these areas where the wrinkles are, and then blend it in some more. Now I'm thinking I'm going to go in and add some darker value. Cat wants back in. I'm going to go directional just like I did on the inside. I'm going to give it kind of some vertical lines on this heel. Again, I want them a little bit darker than the leather, so I'm pressing a little bit harder, so you can see. I'll go in and clean it up when I blend. Make sure I get it all nice and neat. Okay, like down in here, I go make sure I get rid of my little areas that I missed. I can always go over it again. Let me blend a little bit, see where we're at. You can see that it does need a little, maybe I'll go in here and darken around the details. And then go over it real lightly again. Get rid of some of those pencil marks. All right. Make it look like I took my time. If I accidentally go over, that's easy. I can always erase the edge down here on the edges. I can neaten that right up with the eraser. You can see that, right? Up here though, I might go change directions here and go at this with the more vertical and curve it a little bit. Just kind of help neaten this up. There we go. Now we're continuing this on down here. Now, another thing you got to think about, I put a little bit, I'm showing a little bit of the inside of the heel. I'm gonna make that a little bit darker. All right, just because it's down underneath the boot. All right, now I'm gonna continue. I think I'll go on more of a horizontal kind of line. Again, I can go back and blend this, neaten it up. Let me turn the paper a little bit. Let's continue this. here where the stitches are, that's real dark too. But I'm thinking I won't add any pencil to that. I'll just blend. Something got on the paper right there. I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna have to shade past it. Go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in around, and then I'll blend and neaten it up. All right, that's the plan. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in here and blend it with my finger. And just like I did on the heel. Oh.
I'm done.
Oh, are you?
Sort of.
All right, Luke's got his shaded. Very nice. Hey, you want to see Luke's real quick? Let's see. Hey, look at that. Looks like the real shoe. He's doing some Nikes here. His shoes look like this. Look, didn't know which one was the real one, did you? That's pretty good illusion. Now, he lent me his pencil. His is a little sharper. Hey, I'm going to go around here. Remember what I did on the heel? I'm going to go in and kind of outline the areas, neaten up the area that I just shaded. The whole rubber sole of this is supposed to be darker. Again, I like to go in, add some value, blend it, go in, make things pop back out, maybe blend it in a little bit more. It's kind of a back and forth kind of thing. You just keep going back. I'm going to hit the top too, the top edge. All right, up here by the stitches. Kind of add that in. All right. I'm feeling like it needs a little bit darker. I'm going to go in and hit it vertically a little bit here. It's giving it a little bit darker value. Now, if we were at school, I would use some of our real dark shading pencils, which we've used before in class. But because we're remote learning, not everybody probably has the perfect pencil. So you might just be stuck with what you got, which is what we are using here, and using these color changing Purdue pencils that I've always given away. Now here I'm going in and neatening it up, okay? Because when I'm blending, my fingers got lead on it. I might have to go around here and just kind of neaten up around it, okay? Then if I get some eraser down like this, there we go. Kind of, there we go. Probably shouldn't put that on the floor like that. Now, my boot, I feel like it could use, even a darker value than it has. I'm pretty happy with the soles. I'm pretty happy up here. I might go in and just add a little bit more. Okay, I've still got my other boot to do, but I think everybody's probably getting the idea. You're just coloring it in, right? And I'm really looking at it when I'm doing it. I'm not just making it up, okay? That's an important part of this, is that you're actually drawing it the way you see it, you see it right there in front of you, okay? not just making it up. So it takes time to do that. And I know some of you will be really good at it. Some will be in a little bit of a hurry. That's okay. This just shows you how you can take your time. And if you have the time to take, it can come out looking pretty nice, all right? Now, I can see that I have, and again, I'm looking at the overall kind of step back overall. What do I think? I'm feeling like I can see that there's a little bit of a darkness down here and coming around, but I think I need to expand that a little bit more. So I'm going to. Again, I'm kind of using the side of the pencil here. I'm going to go in and try and expand it by making a little bit bigger shapes of the shadows, okay? A little bit more of it. I might expand the darkness around these wrinkles too, and then I'll probably go back over them again. Probably go over them. Here I'm kind of being pretty loose with my shadows. I'm go in here and darken this in, and then I'll go in and blend it some more. Okay, now this is looking like it might need to go up. I'm going to expand this even more on the side. Very loosely. All right. Kind of blend that in. Now I wanted to talk about, I still have another shoe to do here. But I want to talk about turning these in because, again, today, I think the video will probably end up close to around a half hour long. And you should spend between a half hour and 45 minutes doing this. Picture, let's see, it looks like my picture right there just froze up. So you guys probably barely see me in the little picture, but that's okay. I wanted to go in here and just show you what to do for turning this in. When you have your picture done, okay, at the end of today, which is Friday, I want you to go in here. Let's go to Google Docs. Google Docs or Google Doc. I want to remind you how we turn this in. Sorry, my picture got kind of silhouetted. Open a blank document. All right. And then you can go up here. You could title this something like, art, still life. And then if you go in here to insert, and then go to image, and then scroll down to camera, click that, then your camera will pop up. You can take a picture of your drawing and just add that into the Canvas assignment, okay? So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to try to exit out of this here. I'm going to